everyone, welcome back to Cold Blooded Sports. It's Friday afternoon, the 17th of May. We are on tournament prep. Today is this weekend is the SIHA Plate Tournament. So we'll be closed again tomorrow as Stephen attends with his team this time playing. We anticipate it's actually probably going to be a bit quiet because it's mid-month, the sun is out and there's a lot knocking off hockey, so we'll see, maybe it'll get a bit busy. But we have been featured in the Paisley First Love Paisley magazine. As some of you know and a lot of you don't know, we are based in Paisley and Renfrewshire. The main reason why we're based in Paisley and Renfrewshire is because one, we live here, and two, historically Paisley has been an ice sports town. We don't have an ice rink anymore, but we did have the Lagoon Leisure Centre, which is right round the corner, and way back in the 60s we had the East Lane Paisley rink, which we have some memorabilia on the wall for. Anyway, so Paisley is a business improvement district, so basically over and above your rates you pay for help and assistance to improve your business. Basically they provide us with competitions that customers can win. They do vouchers at Christmas time, people can enter. They can feature us in their magazine, we've been on their billboard. So they have done a double spread for us, and it's our story. So if you want to, you can pick up your magazine in any shops in Paisley and you'll be able to read about us. I'll read a little bit about it. A lot of you know a lot of our story, but this covers a lot of it. We've been friends for decades. We started our love of ice sports skating in the lagoon in the 90s heydays, watching the BNL Paisley Pirates. Stephen eventually worked as a teenage ice steward, staying with the company for almost 11 years, whereas I fell away from the rink around 2001. After getting back in touch with each other, we started going again to the clan games, and so was born the idea of Cold Blooded Sports, affectionately known as CBS. I was finishing a university degree at UWS. We were able to utilise my skills of admin, finance, bookkeeping, organisation, and with Stephen's skill, he brought the experience and knowledge of the sport, having played it since he was a boy. He is a guru with the equipment and is a very talented skate technician, sharpening and maintaining even NHL players. It's a match made in heaven, which led to more than just a business partnership, with us building a family and a life together, with CBS being our first baby. But it hasn't all been plain sailing. We opened our first store on the 12th of December 2011 in a small unit in Lodge Street. It was bitter cold. We had our opening night, and the ice from the ice buckets from our opening night was still frozen 3 days later, floating about in ice cold water. It was small, we had hardly any stock, there was no heating, but it was a tiny oil filled radiator, but it was exciting. We built our business from there, adding more and more stock, pushing forward and getting our name out in the hockey community. We sponsored the Braehead Clan, a second year elite team, not the Glasgow Clan, which the Braehead Clan is the former of the Glasgow Clan. They changed their name and company a few years back. We worked with the local rec teams and Pee Wee hockey to develop a reputation as the best place to come, hang out and get your equipment. We were thrilled to be able to pull customers from far and wide, but after our most successful Christmas ever, disaster struck on a cold January night in 2017. I'm not going to read you about the fire because you've already featured that in one of the videos. After a long painful 9 months insurance, we walked away with barely anything and started again. We did it once, we were determined to do it again, and so began the current shop in Silk Street. We opened in July 2017, heavily pregnant with our twins, and started building again. Basically we were another start-up company. We had a big long stretch ahead of us as we had to build up as if we were brand new. But we had our reputation, which is at least something. Like a lot of small businesses, we're very heavily hit by COVID, the ice hockey being one of the hardest hit sports as a close contact sport played indoors. Effectively, a vast majority of our customers couldn't touch the ice rink for nearly 2 years. As a majority of our customers come from the local rec boys and juniors. Paused. Sorry, we are now back. Okay, so where did we get to? Like a lot of small businesses, we were very heavily hit hard by COVID. With ice hockey being the hardest hit close contact sports played indoors. Effectively, the vast majority of our customers couldn't touch the ice rink for nearly 2 years. As we rely on a lot of our customers coming from the local recreational men's and women's teams and the peewees and the juniors, with the numbers being restricted in that we have a vast majority of our adult rec players couldn't touch the ice or didn't touch the ice for nearly 2 years. So our sales were effectively at 30% for 2 years, which is really unsustainable. So we are desperately trying to go forward from COVID. We're still battling on, still open and still doing what we do best. We offer an honest, experienced and knowledgeable service. We can help size, get the right ice hockey or skating equipment for your needs. We offer a full range of skate repairs and maintenance, as well as a growing repair service for other items of kit. Especially important in these times where people are seeking to repair rather than replace the items, when the pennies are being counted more than ever. We have spent years understanding our equipment and what fits best for you, what each range does and why that fits you best. We know how to size you correctly, we know how to repair and maintain your equipment to an extremely high standards. Unlike online retailers, we offer a hand-on approach. Always looking to give back, we have launched the sponsored athlete team, ambassador team, working with players across all levels of the game who represent the ethos that Team CBS is all about. We've always supported the grassroots of the sport. If we encourage and support the new generation, they in turn support us, and it's fun to watch the kids grow. I mean, we've had boys grow up in the store. We've had wee Ben, he's an example. We fitted him for his first kit when he was about 2 feet tall. He was the most tiniest player I think we've ever kitted out in our entire time, and we ordered his kit in. He was mascot for the clan. He came in a Friday afternoon to pick his kit up, and we didn't have shin pads for him, so we sent him out with a pair of junior small elbow pads.
Senior small elbow pads.
Senior small.
And they were the right size for him.
They were the right size for him. Elbow pads, not shin pads.
Yeah.
Elbows for his shins, that's how small he was. And like, you know, your Bens, your Liam Clarks, they all came to us as kids and they've grew up with us. And some of them have been absorbed into our family, with, you know, Liam being one of your ushers this year. When we get married, we've always tried very hard to build a family, a community. We want you to be, even if you're buying a roll of tape, come and hang out, come and shoot the shit, come and see us, come and chat. We've wanted to build a comfortable area where you can come, talk hockey equipment, talk hockey, and you'll always get a welcoming smile. You might get a cup of tea if you're lucky. Ask Larry. We offer a simple small package with a little bit of help for a parent who is already driving up and down the country, spending a lot of time and money supporting their child's dream.
Right, got a cursor going on. You need to pause again.
Welcome back. Apologies, we had a bit of an hour's break there for a few customers. So to summarise where we were up to, we were talking about our ambassador programme. Our ambassador programme is about us supporting people in the sport, whether it's figure skaters, hockey players, young, old, who represent the grassroots theory that we've always worked from. We are both Paisley born and bred. So for sure the best thing about us being based in Paisley is the people. We're here for the sport, so even if you're not buying, just pop in for a chat, especially as people's mental health has been challenged by the constant money stress that's going on in society. We're a safe space to come and chat all things ice sports. Even if it's a roll of tape or you want a cup of coffee, drop in, shoot the shit, and, you know, come and see us. We are just two people with a love for the ice sports doing our very best day in, day out to make a living from the sport we love. We do everything ourselves, there's no team of people, there's no downtime or switch off. We live and breathe ice sports, so come along and check us out. And if you want to check us out, you can catch us in the Love Paisley magazine in a full page spread. So that basically tells a little bit of our story, which you all kind of know, and I know we've kind of covered it already, but it was just to show you our magazine article.
Prep is more or less done, so as you can see I have my sticks ready to go here, my kit bag is packed, I have some water, some energy juice for the team, and the portable skate sharpener all ready to go. So what we'll do is in the morning, obviously this is Thursday, so on Friday we will in the morning get up, get organised, get the car packed, get to the shop, work 12 till 5 and then we'll head through to Dumfries for the tournament. So, as promised, I'm going to take you into the loft. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I have up there that I've collected over the last couple of years. Sticks, skates, what have you. There is a lot of the skates that I did have that are now gone. I passed them on to other people that were a wee bit more deserving or needed skates. So what I've done is I've kept most of the other stuff up there. I've got a couple of hidden gems and I'll show you what they're like. So up we go. Now as you can see, it's not exactly the most accessible of lofts, being the fact that I'm 6'4". I'll put the light on. So as you can see, the kit bags are over here. So being 6'4", this is literally the only part of the loft that I can stand up in. The rest of the time I've got to kind of hunch or sit down. But here is a kind of brief introduction to what's up here. So, as mentioned in the previous video, Old Bluey is an Easton aluminium. It's a 4700 mH. It is like a piece of lead. It is so heavy in comparison to modern sticks. As you can see, it's a hull blade that's been modified. Again, as I said, heel curve. Pretty much very, very close to what I've used my entire playing career. Well, I say career, juniors as well. In the first wrapper here, we have the first ever Ribcore trigger, the Reebok Ribcore. Then we have, I think this one is the CCM one. Bear with me a wee second, I'll see if I can find somewhere to put you. Right, so this is a little hidden gem. This one, again, there's not really much room up here, should really have taken them down the stairs. So this is a Ribcore, a CCM Ribcore 40K. As you can see, it's got my name on it. If you can see, it's got my name just here and 120 flex. Now, this one is another hidden gem. This is the first batch of Sherwoods that I got. It is a EK15 Wrecker, which was the lightest stick on the market at the time. It's 110 flex and a custom curve of mine. This one here is, let me double check, it's a Trigger 2. And 110 flex. again, try and see if I can show you that. So a couple of other sticks that I have up here at the moment are the Bauer Nexus. I've got a couple of them that I managed to get on clearance. So there's 4 of them currently up here and 2 of them taped ready to use down in the shed or in the office. Now they are 112 flex, but again they have to have an extension put on them, as you can see here. And the last one that's in the wrapper is the last of my Warrior SL customs, the partial customs. So let's get started on the equipment. So in this area, which looks like a mess, it's probably is quite messy to be fair, it is spare team socks, spare team jerseys, some overspill training jerseys, and in this bag we have our custom team jerseys just there. I say the custom team jerseys, that's the custom training jerseys that we had from Dunamis that we got them made from. So now I'm actually seated, it's a little bit more comfortable. So I'll take you through what's in the first bag we have sitting here. So this bag here is one of Pamela's bags, and it's one of the first pair of inlines that I ever made. So it is a pair of Bauer X60s with a Reebok Lubida chassis with the gripper Lubida wheels. As you can see, she's not used them very much. They were originally her ice skates, but then she changed into a pair of CCMs because she felt after she was pregnant that these ones were slightly too small because her feet had grown. Quite a nice skate, very simple installation on them as well, really easy to do. This one is a bit of a relic as well. This is a Warrior Bonafide shoulder harness or shoulder pads. Pamela decided that when she was going to play, she decided she liked the look of this one best out of the lot. She actually had a Bauer female harness or shoulder pads, and she wasn't a big fan of them, so this is what she went for. Next up is my shoulder harness or shoulder pads. This is a proper old school relic. It's held together with hope and dreams, I think. It's a Hesper RTX. This thing is ruined. I've had this since I was 16-year-old. I'm 40 this year, so you do the maths. It used to come with an extension part right here, but I'm pretty sure one of the goalies on my team stole that because they needed a slightly bit more padding in the kind of stomach area. So we now go into the bag and we bring out the Reebok 8Ks. These were one of the first set of shins that I got that was a Pro Spec shin. The reason why I got these in the first place was because they had an anti-hyperextension, anti-dislocation strap that went around this kind of area here. And I had actually dislocated my knee twice. The first time I dislocated my knee, believe it or not, I was on skating and I fell in a divot and I sat on my ankle and popped my kneecap and put my kneecap halfway up my thigh. And yes, there is a folk story of myself scoring a goal when we were getting beat 23-0. I scored a hat-trick, and the third goal I scored, I stupidly celebrated it for sarcasm's sake and dislocated my knee. So this is why I went for these shins, due to the fact that there was so much more protection in them. I'd never felt anything that was so comfortable before on my shins. It also felt so much easier. Now obviously these are multiple years old, so yeah, but they still held up to the test of time. This one is a little history lesson for you guys as well. So with the gloves that I am just about to show you, the Ballistic CX70s were a full custom made glove for myself through Ballistic in a size 15. They were the first of their kind to be sent to the UK from Ballistic, and unbeknown to a lot of people, Ballistic were bought over by Combat Sports and Combat Sports were bought over by Bauer, and it was predominantly because of their stick technology they were looking for. So another pair of gloves that were in the bag, and one of my favourites of all time, is the Edinburgh Capitals gloves. Now when Pamela and I were in the full swing of the store, we decided that we were going to sponsor Edinburgh Capitals, and the reason for this is sponsorship talks had fell through with the Braehead Clan at the time, so we were looking to get our name out there in an elite league team. So when we went to speak to Scott and Bonnie at the Capitals, they were very accommodating, and one of the first things that we did for them was we bought them their custom gloves. So I managed to get myself a pair of them. I really quite liked them. This is the same model, exactly the same model as the Mustangs gloves that we had, and again these have held up pretty well. They haven't seen a lot of use, being that it was technically meant to be a collector's item, but they've been used a few times, especially when it came to the Flyers retro days. Another little hidden gem that we have up here is Pamela's Air 50s from back in the day when she was a cheerleader for the Paisley Pirates. She used to skate about the ice rink on these. Again, I was friends with Pamela a long time before we were anything more than just friends, and this is the skate that I used to chase her around the rink when she was wearing. So as I previously said in a different video, that we had a retro day at the Flyers ice hockey team when I was playing for the Irvine Flyers. There was a retro day and I decided that I was going to go as the full Oilers outfit. Now you've already seen the shorts or pants if you're from Canada or America, and here is the gloves that I managed to find. Again, these were Prospect gloves that I managed to find on eBay of all places. They did come with a little bit of damage where I had to sew a little bit of leather on here. I'm a fan of having that strap there instead of not having it, and they were cut just in that position. But these gloves, again, can't say enough good things about them. We actually at the Mustangs were talking about trying to see if we could get these custom, custom made. The problem being is you have to have so many people order them at the start of the season, and then it can take up to 6 to 8 months to be able to get them because you have to order them just in time for the season. This model of gloves is a 14-inch CCM HG TK XP, obviously in Oilers colours, or if you would also say that they could be the colours of the New York Islanders. Now this one here is quite a special skate to me. When we first started the store, I had went through multiple pairs of graph skates to try them and nothing really worked for me. I ended up going for a full pair of custom graphs, which I thought were fantastic at the time, but they went soft very quickly. They are obviously a very soft skate. So what I decided to do was try out Easton at the time. Now Easton were a massive concern in ice hockey back in the day when we first started around about 2011-2012, and then they were subsequently bought out by Bauer for their skate technology and their stick technology. Now, one of the first skates that I actually received from Easton were a pair of Easton EQ50s, and believe it or not, again a special eBay find for myself, brand new in box, never skated in, Easton EQ50s. Now I have said and made a joke about these that I will never ever skate in them, and they are my retirement fund. These skates are immaculate. They're a 10D size with a 288 holder and steel with the Razor Blade 2 and Elite stainless steel. Like I say, they have never been skated on and they will never be skated on unless I sell them on to someone else. If you are interested in them, the starting price over these ones are over £500. Again, that's just what I'm seeing. Old skates go for good money these days, and I would not be looking at letting them go for any less than that. Now, one of the things, or one of the teams that I was involved with back in the day when we first started the store was the Glasgow Clan, or the Braehead Clan at the time, when Kirsty Longmuir was involved as the chief executive or the manager, GM, whatever you would call her. She was involved there and we sponsored the club, and obviously it was quite a good relationship at the time. But when Kirsty left, relations kind of broke down a little and we decided to go in a separate path, shall we say. We decided to look at sponsoring a different elite league team, as I've just formally said in the video earlier on. Now, one of the things that happened was when the clan was bought over, and it was the Clan actually took over the ice rink, Braehead Arena. I actually worked there for a little while, and while I worked there I was quite friendly with the equipment manager Red, shout out Red, and there was a couple of times where I helped him with a few different jobs. There was a couple of things that was missing from his riveter, and I had a couple of spares, so what I did was I gave him the spares, helped him with a few different jobs, and in return I was able to pick myself up a couple of pair of gloves. So let's have a look at them. So these are the Glasgow Clan custom alpha gloves with black palms. Now these ones actually had been used by a player, but they'd only been used for maybe a couple of games. So the first thing I did was bring them home and give them a wash because they were rotten. There is another pair of these gloves that I have never worn before and have never been used by anyone. They were still brand new in the bag, and it was what I got given for helping out one day when we cleared out the storeroom. And again, it is another pair of alphas in full custom with the Clan logo, and they are a size 15. Now in this bag here is all of my jerseys, but what I'll do is I'll go through that in another video. There is way too many to go through, way too many teams, and there's a couple of special jerseys that we have as well, signed from players who we done work for when they were either at Braehead playing for the Clan, or whether they were at Edinburgh playing for the Capitals. So I'll get them out and show you them as well at some point. So now we're obviously back down from the loft. There was one other pair of gloves that I forgot to show you guys. It was a purchase that I got earlier on in the season, but I haven't got round to using them yet, as I thought my CCM4 rolls were going to fall apart, and lo and behold they didn't. So I'm going to use them till the palm goes on them, and then I'll hopefully replace the palm in them, which might be a good video to show you guys on a time lapse, because it usually takes me by hand probably about an hour to 2 hours per palm to replace them. Now here is the next pair of gloves, very similar to the Clan gloves that I had up the loft. These are a pair of Alpha LX2s, and they're in obviously black, red and white with the nice pro palm on them, nice and soft, very nice gloves. Again, it takes a little while for me to get used to gloves. I'm quite fussy when it comes to my equipment, as you probably have already seen with the talk of the custom sticks and the way I've been with skates and other equipment as well. So that is one less pair of gloves to show you. So guys, as you can see, we are back home in the office, and the weekend is now finished with, and the hockey tournament is now over. So first off, I'd like to congratulate the Warriors with their win at the Scottish Play competition. They beat the Mustangs in the final. So the Mustangs and the Warriors will now progress to the Cup next season. So both of us will have gained promotion. So again, congratulations to the Warriors, and very well done to the Mustangs team as well, or my team. A lot of guys playing hurt and injured, some guys recovering from surgery and stuff like that, still playing hockey. You know what hockey players are like, we don't give up easily, and we usually play hurt. So again, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Like, share and subscribe. Tell your friends about Cold Blooded Sports, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep it cold blooded.